Breaking news, my people. These people that you're seeing on my screen, they have come out to tell us why Israel, US, Iran war will not just end like that. Let's listen to them to the end. Please don't forget to share this video.
Build a military that cannot be stopped. Not by bombs, not by assassinations, not even by Iran itself. Here's the doctrine that explains why this war has no off switch. When Saddam Hussein's military collapsed in 11 days in 2003, Iran's generals watched and drew one conclusion. A centralized military dies when you kill the head. So in 2005, IRGC General Mohammad Jafari formalized what is now called the Mosaic Doctrine. The idea? Break the military into 31 pieces, one per province, and make each piece capable of fighting alone forever. Each of Iran's 31 provincial commands has its own headquarters, its own weapon stockpiles, its own intelligence network, its own sealed orders, pre-written, pre-authorized, that activate the moment Central Command goes silent. No signal needed from Tehran, no order from the Supreme Leader. The trigger is the absence of an order to stop. This isn't a flaw in the design, it is the design. On February 28th, Israel and the US struck Iran's leadership infrastructure in what they called Operation Epic Fury. Khamenei was killed. The communication backbone that would carry a ceasefire order degraded by thousands of strikes. And the 31 commands kept firing. Because the doctrine said, if no one tells you to stop, don't stop. Here's where it gets remarkable. Hamas, the organization Iran armed for 17 years, publicly asked Tehran to stop targeting neighboring countries this week. The axis of resistance is arguing in public for the first time since it was created. Because even Iran's own proxies now understand what the doctrine's designers never built in. There is no off switch. The machine was built to survive without an operator. The operator is gone and the machine is running. This is not a war Iran is winning. This is a war Iran can no longer end.
To all my anti-war friends, if you're not Iranian by blood, what you're saying comes from a privileged place. If you're Iranian but grew up outside Iran, what you're saying comes from a privileged place. If you're Iranian like me, grew up in Iran, but now protest every weekend safely in another country, that too comes from a privileged place. Yes, I'm talking about myself. Privilege is distance from consequence. Let it sink in. My whole family lives in Iran. Before the internet was cut, they told me something I have to fight for on their behalf. They would rather die. They would rather see their cities bombarded if it means this regime finally ends. You call it war. They call it a chance. You analyze it from safety. They are living it. And right now, they don't even have a voice. So I see it as my duty to speak, to be their voice, the voice of my family, while they cannot do it for themselves. That country belongs to them more than it belongs to any of us watching from abroad. Iranians living inside Iran get to decide how their freedom comes, not you, not me. If you don't agree, that's fine. But please don't lecture people whose reality you've never had to survive. We are all privileged.
Please guys, what is your intake? Drop it in the comment section.